Have you ever tried to set up a wild boar trap when tornado sirens went off in the middle of the night? Welcome to the lowlands of Madison, Mississippi, where a storm destroyed homes and nearly 3 million wild boars showed up. And in today's episode, we follow one lone man as he confronts the boars in the middle of the flood. When the hurricane season swept through Mississippi farms, the fury of nature left everything in ruins. Trees were down, roads were cut off, and steel fences that had once been a last line of defense were reduced to pieces of broken metal. The story began in the 1980s, when wild boars began to thrive in the old-growth forests of the United States. And now they cause more than $2.5 billion in damage to the agricultural industry each year, a staggering figure. There were nights when 33 boars were trapped, but if only a few sows survived, they would return with new offspring. And so the nightmare repeated. Once the boars began to multiply again, hunters quickly deployed a new tactic of spreading fermented corn bait, combined with installing motion sensor cameras to monitor activity day and night. But the results did not come easily. Choosing the right trap location was a process that took 3 to 5 days of tracking the boar's tracks and gathering times. Once the ideal location was determined on the edge of the forest near a water source, or where the boars had dug the trap, was precisely set. When it comes to trapping wild boars, the one thing that makes or breaks the whole process is the trap door. Most experienced Mississippi wild boar trappers will tell you that one door is enough. Multiple doors? That's a hassle and will cause the boars to get confused and run amok. The ideal trap door is made of heavy-duty steel, about 4 feet wide and 3 feet high, just enough for the entire herd to squeeze through without hesitation. If you had to build a wild boar trap, would you go with a single steel gate or try something else? Let us know in the comments. One thing to keep in mind on this hunt is that the ground can sink 12 to 24 inches, enough to trap a pickup truck or bury a steel trap if not set properly. This type of terrain is not for solo missions. That's why most boar trappers work in teams of 2 to 4 with backup for hauling trap checking equipment and handling unexpected situations. To make up the difference there, hunters began to harden their setups using heavy-duty steel traps with anchors driven deep into the mud, secured with ropes tied to nearby trees. That way, even on soft ground, the traps would stay locked in place when the gate fell. Traps were typically set 2 to 3 hours before sunset, just as boars were starting to move out to feed. Hunters also took advantage of camera surveillance to avoid time-consuming trips. After the boar trapping season, hunters have collected hundreds of boars. At the same time, installing fences around the border will be a temporary solution. After watching the video, if you get any lessons, please click the like button, and Mouse Farm has a little advice for you. Always double check the gate, reset the camera, and never assume that a night off won't cost you. A reminder to all the hunters out there, secure your fences, check the terrain after rain, and never underestimate what a sow can do if she gets past you. But just when we thought the job was done, the swamp had another surprise waiting for us. A new set of tracks. So stay tuned. The next chapter will take us deeper into the unknown. If you have any questions, please comment, subscribe to the channel. Because when we chase wild boars in the swamp, anything can happen. And you don't want to miss out on what happens next. What suddenly drives these wild cow herds to wander onto Namibia's highways during the dry season, catching drivers off guard and throwing traffic into unexpected chaos? On September 2024, a frantic herd of wild cows stampeded into a neighborhood near Swakopmund, leaving behind extensive damage to 6 homes with repair costs soaring to an estimated $120,000. The impact goes beyond property attacks on vehicles, and people have also taken place. In one alarming incident, a wild bull charged a car, leaving a large dent on its front. At a fuel station near Walvis Bay, another wild bull's rampage forced a 48-hour closure for repairs, bringing operations to a standstill. In response to these escalating problems, authorities have turned to hunting as a means of controlling their numbers. However, this is a task that requires experienced hunters, careful preparation, and government-issued permits to ensure safety and adherence to strict regulations. Hunting wild cow in Namibia is no easy feat. This is not for the faint of heart, as it involves some thrilling scenes. Hunters ride horses, traverse rugged terrain, or stay low to avoid being spotted by the wild cow. Licenses for these guns issued by the Namibian Ministry of Environment and Tourism, but only after hunters have completed extensive training. Demonstrating their archery and shooting skills in rough terrain. Strict quotas control the number of bulls taken each season to prevent overhunting. In October 2023, a group of hunters was fined $70,000 after they were caught using their guns to hunt wild cow for other purposes. A serious offense that resulted in all their equipment being confiscated and their hunting licenses being revoked. The traditional equipment of rifles, bars, binoculars, and GPS devices is used solely to hunt wild cow and track their every move. Thanks to recent hunting campaigns, the wild cow population in Namibia has dropped to around 10,000. But regulations are as strict as ever to maintain balance. We move into the dense forests of British Columbia, where black bear encounters near populated areas have skyrocketed.
Hey!
In 2023 alone, more than 300 attacks were reported, causing nearly $1.8 million in damage. In one gruesome incident, a group of campers endured hours as a massive black bear stalked outside their tent. To prevent these dangerous encounters, bear hunting is now strictly regulated, with strictly defined hunting seasons. With a black bear population of up to 90,000, the government aims to cut that number in half to restore ecological balance. Black bear hunting in British Columbia requires hunters to be at least 18 years old and highly skilled at tracking bear behavior. The largest bear caught in 2020-23 weighed a record 850 pounds. Officials report. In addition to the increase in black bear encounters in Montana, deer pose their own challenges wandering onto roads and causing dangerous accidents. In 2023, efforts to protect public safety and reduce property damage resulted in more than 1,800 deer being taken, with total remediation costs reaching nearly $45 million. Hunters must adhere to strict regulations, including maintaining a 150-foot safety distance and requiring 20/20 vision, while targeting pregnant doe deer is completely prohibited. An unusually warm, wet season has fueled an increase in the deer population, further complicating management efforts. And that wraps up our journey through the wild pursuit of wild cow, bears and deer. If you enjoyed the adventure, hit that like button and subscribe for more. What's your favorite hunting experience? Share it in the comments.
Nice.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.